Welcome back to Studio 701.
In today's Coping with COVID, we talk with Cherise Ronas about Homeless Awareness Month. Hi, Cherise. She's joining us via Zoom. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
Now, Cherise, you are the coordinator with Students in Transition through Bismarck Public Schools. Can you just start out by telling us about your department and how you help students who may be in need?
Sure. So this is a program that's offered through Bismarck Public School System, and what we try to do is provide kids who are in transition or considered homeless the same education, adequate education that everybody else in mainstream education would receive. Kids who are transient obviously have bigger barriers just on a day-to-day basis to get to school. And so we try to help with those barriers and make sure that their school experience happens. And so that can basically wrap your arms around them with services and help provide them not just with their education, but with some basic needs too.
Yeah, and you had mentioned this is Homeless Awareness Month. So how aware do you think our community really is about the problem, especially facing students in the school system needing assistance?
Honestly, I think there's maybe a skewed vision of this within the community. You know, we don't see children out on the streets at night under newspapers and laying around. And so some people might not think that that's an issue here. But last year in the program, we had 524 children that were identified as homeless in just the Bismarck public school system. And so that's a lot of children that nobody knows of. Basically, they're in temporary housing, so they can be in shelters, they can be in cars, their family can be doubled up with another family because of economic hardship. But every situation that they're in is a temporary situation that at any moment for any reason that they can be pulled from that environment and no longer have a roof over their head.
Now, how has the number of students in transition been trending, and how have they been impacted by the pandemic?
Well, obviously, we've been increasing. We started in 2006, and as you can see, the numbers probably at that time were pretty hefty too. And then we go through the oil period with the oil boom, and then now increasing the last couple of years. Last year was our highest number that we've ever had, and then this year we're probably right on track to be getting to that 500s again. Obviously, with the pandemic, it has been a bigger barrier for myself to locate these families because they are very transient and are in situations where maybe they don't have phones, computers, ways to communicate to let us know exactly what their situation is and where their kids are at.
Now, there are ways that we can all get involved starting today, actually, not just in the school system, but in the community. So first of all, can you tell us about the food drive?
Yeah, so we have teamed up. I'm on a couple different committees within the community, and so we've teamed up with Gate City Bank and all 6 other locations. And this starts on November 9th through the 13th. And if you want to bring a perishable item, veggies, fruits, those kinds of things to donate, and those will go to the local food pantries in town. I know there's been lots of stories you guys have done even about food pantries in town and how they are severely low. And so this is a huge thing, especially during this pandemic.
And there's also a way you can donate to Students in Transitions and get a raffle ticket. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so this is the second year that we're doing this calendar raffle ticket fundraiser. This actually raises a bulk of our money that we need for the program to offer services to these kids. And it's a calendar raffle. And so what happens is you purchase a ticket for $10. And you get 42 different chances to win. And we draw them in the months of December and January every day. And we are selling them until the end of November. And so with COVID, ticket sales obviously have been a little bit hindered on that. And so you can contact myself or the Hughes building, or they're in any of your child's schools. The secretaries have them. All red carpet car washes also have them on location. And then Dakota Nuts and Candy downtown also has them for sale.
Okay, lots of places to find them. Now, Cherise, I'd like to ask you lastly, you know, you're very passionate about educating people, I think, about some of these issues we've discussed today. Where does that passion come from?
Oh, well, so I've worked with at-risk families and youths my whole entire social work career. And so I think coming from the various backgrounds that I have, working with families in different lights, different programming, different agencies, I can see that it all comes down to that basic need. And I have a soft spot for the kids. And so my biggest thing is to make sure that these kids have the same experience. And I think anybody in this position that works with these children would see that once you see how excited that kid is to actually be in school and learn every day and be just like everybody else. That's a motivator right there.
Yeah. All right. Well, you're doing great work. Thank you so much, Charisse. This has been Coping with COVID. And if you would like to contact students in transition, or if you know someone who you think may qualify for services, you can contact Charisse by calling the numbers on your screen.
And coming up next, Kayla is here, and she really packs a healthy punch.
She does. Find out how she's reaching more clients. Plus, she has a big announcement that's coming up after the break.